Hallo allemaal, daar zijn we er weer, RHTV Live. En zoals altijd geven we dus geopolitiek en natuurlijk ook nationaal politiek. Ja, erg belangrijk om te weten wat er allemaal in de wereld gebeurt. We streamen live vanuit Maastricht, het mooie Maastricht in het zuiden des lands. Ja, en natuurlijk gaan we eerst even kijken wat er allemaal in Nederland gebeurt. So, hello to you all. RHTVLive, streaming live from Maastricht, which is in the south of the Netherlands. The province is called Limburg. Maastricht is the capital of Limburg. And yeah, of course, we're going to look at geopolitics and national politics. And first, we're going to look at what the highest guy in the military had said recently. Ja, de hoogste man binnen het militair apparaat heeft gezegd dat we ons voor moeten bereiden voor oorlog tegen Rusland. So the highest guy in the military said we must prepare for a war against Russia. Yep. So that means that Dutch people would fight in Ukraine against Russia. So we're going to take a look at an article. We gaan even naar een artikel kijken waarin staat dat, dat de baas zegt dat we ons voor moeten bereiden voor een oorlog tegen Rusland. We hebben het al gezegd bij RHTV Live. Nederland zal mee gaan vechten in Oekraïne. Nee, jij bent een rare complotwappie. Jij bent vreemd. Jij bent dit, jij bent dat, jij bent zus, jij bent zo. Nou, wat staat hier? Baas Nederlandse landmacht waarschuwt voor oorlog met Rusland. Ja, wat hebben we al die tijd bij RHTV Live gezegd? Wat hebben we al die tijd gezegd? Straks zullen jouw kinderen aan de frontlinie gaan vechten. En ja hoor, ja, we hebben weer gelijk. RHTV Live heeft weer gelijk. Nederland moet serieus rekening houden met een gewapend conflict met Rusland. Dat geldt zowel voor het leger als voor de samenleving, zegt de baas van de Nederlandse landstrijdkrachten Marten Wijnen in een interview met de Telegraaf. Onze samenleving hoort zich hierop voor te bereiden. Ja, so the headline reads, Boss Dutch Army is warning for a war with Russia. Yeah. And the boss basically says we have to prepare for a war with Russia. Right? Now, I was live yesterday on Facebook, and I talked about the escalation in Ukraine, the Russian warship that was bombed the hell out of, and we're going to take a look at some images. De vertrekkend commandant landstrijdkrachten Marten Wijnen doet de uitspraak in de Telegraaf. Hij leidt de landmacht sinds 2019 en vertrekt per 1 januari. Ja, makkelijk hè. Dag, niks meer met de landmacht te maken. Ja, doei. Stuur maar je kinderen naar Oekraïne. So the boss of the army is going to leave per January 1st. We hoeven niet allemaal morgen een helm op. We don't have to wear a helmet tomorrow. But we have to prepare for the worst. That's basically what he's saying. Ja, we moeten voor het ergste garant staan. En dit komt allemaal vanwege die oorlogshitsers daar in Den Haag, die alsmaar Oekraïne blijven steunen en geld toewerpen en tanks en vliegtuigen en weet ik wat allemaal. Ja, want Oekraïne moet de oorlog winnen hoor. Nou, ze krijgen de kansen wel. En zoals gezegd, de Russische oorlogsschip die is aan flarden geschoten. En we gaan zo naar wat beelden kijken van de oorlogsschip. So this is a Russian warship, right? This just in 2 days ago. Dus van 2 dagen terug, 26 december. Daar kunnen we het zien. So from 2 days ago, and we're going to read the headline here. Ukraine launches attack against Russia, destroying the Novokirsk Russian warship in Crimea. Ukraine has taken responsibility for the attack, claiming that the ship was completely destroyed. Yeah, the ship was reportedly 360 feet long and had an ability to transport 10 tanks along with hundreds of troops. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at some images here. Gaan we wat beelden kijken naar de grote ontploffing van de Russische oorlogsschip in de Krim.
Садись. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Ты снимаешь? Да. Охренеть. Ой, жарко сюда. Боже.
Вот зря мы сюда пошли, там осколки прилетят.
Поэтому ж говорю, голову.
Нифига себе.
Тихо, ты чё? Офигеть. Садись.
Тихо, тихо, тихо.
Ты снимаешь?
Да.
Охренеть.
Very, very sad that this is happening, and this is an escalation point, right, for the war in Ukraine, which is basically a war against Russia, right? It's not to liberate Ukraine, it's not to free them from anything. No, it's just a war against Russia. They're using Ukraine as the battleground, right? Ja, dit gebeurt. Oekraïne wordt gebruikt als ondergrond om te gaan vechten tegen Rusland. Ja. So this is very, very sad to see. Another escalation point in the war against Russia. Right. Very, very sad to see. The war must stop. We moeten een einde maken aan de oorlog. Ja, het kan niet langer duren. Straks zijn het echt jouw kinderen. Hè? Of jouw broer, jouw zus, die naar Oekraïne toe gaat. Hè? En daar moet gaan strijden. Echt heel triest. Maar ja, de meeste mensen die buigen voor de overheid, die vinden alles best. Die hebben zoiets van, oh, overheid, ja, jullie steunen ons en bla 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 bla. Nou, kijk maar naar Argentinië. Weten we nog, er is een nieuwe president in Argentinië, Milei, die zei van, nou, we gaan het overheidsbudget gaan we eventjes schrappen. En zoiets allemaal. Ja, we hebben er beelden van. We hebben het al eerder laten zien. Russell Brand, die het daarover had. Ja, en we gaan even kijken naar wat beelden van Russell Brand, die het over Milei heeft in Argentinië. En die laat ook wat beelden zien van Milei, waar hij een kettingzaag heeft. En ja, we gaan de overheid budget halveren, dan wel minimaliseren. So Russell Brand is going to show Millet with a chainsaw, right, to slash the government budget. And we're going to take a look at this here.
All this we're going to be discussing, but let's have a look at the kind of, I would call it the sort of energy that people may have found appealing when it comes to Millet. That ain't normal, is it? That's what is it? What's the message there? That's like the corruption, right? I'm coming for the corruption with this chainsaw. That's actually dangerous as well, isn't it? Because if you ever, I tried to work a chainsaw just once and I'm embarrassed that it took me so long to even try. But when I pulled that kind of cable, that bit is sort of like, I jerked it around. It was crazy. It was crazy. Now check out his dancing. You ain't telling me this guy doesn't drink. This guy got a drink, right? And maybe more. I don't want to cast aspersions on him because I'm sure that his anti-establishment rhetoric at least is entirely right. But he's got a touch of Yeltsin. You know, when you'd see Boris Yeltsin on stage, you know, he's got that kind of vibe. In fact, at the back half of the show, let's have a look at that sort of like that time that Yeltsin, when you see him, and he's like a mad baby. Do you know the bit I mean? He's got sort of the vibe of a big baby. Though on the north in our Rumble chat right now, he is Tony Montana. Yeah, he's got strong. Say hello to my little friend. He's called democracy. That's mental. Who dances like that?
So this guy is now in power, right? Slashing the government budget. And there's another clip we're going to show you.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite bit. This is
also my favorite bit, right? You have a whiteboard with all these government institutions on the whiteboard, and this guy says, out, gone. These institutions are gone from government, slashing the budget. That is why he was having a chainsaw in his hands, you know, slash the government budget.
Favorite bit. Now, even though some of the things you might require a little inquiry, remember, if you're watching us on YouTube or you're watching us on Facebook, whole shows on Rumble, streaming live, join Carolina PR, join Lurch 2000, chatting now in the Rumble stream. This bit is how, like, do you feel like you're paying too much in taxes? Are you a little sick in funding foreign wars that you think are making the world a little worse a place and a little more of a dangerous place? Do you think the bureaucracies are entering into your life not to help you, but to control you? Do you think we're being needlessly turned against one another? Do you think that most people basically want to live their own lives and let other people get on and live their lives, and you don't actually care about their religion or culture or sexual identity that much if you're allowed to be who you are with your community and friends? Were you willing to make that deal right now to get rid of the globalist establishment that does not want you free? Well, you might consider voting for a guy who's going to cut your taxes in a pretty simple way. Watch this dude going through government departments and just like Xing them.
Afuera. Ministerio de Cultura. Afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible. Afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad. Afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas. Afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de
Even if you resist, it didn't come off straight away. That one's going.
Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación. Afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social. Afuera. Ministerio de Educación. Adoctrinamiento. Afuera. Ministerio de Transporte. Afuera. Ministerio de Salud. Afuera. Ministerio de Desarrollo Social.
Ministry of Social Development. Out. Gone. Right? Gone. Weg ermee. Ja. Hier zo zien we de Argentijnse president die dus de overheidsbudget halveert, dan wel nihileert, helemaal kapot maakt. En we zien ook de gevolgen hiervan. We also see the repercussions of this. And a lot of people are on strike in Argentina, right? We gaan even wat beelden laten zien. Dus de overheidsbudget is gehalveerd, dan wel genihileerd, geen budget meer voor overheid. En wat doen mensen die voor overheid werken, die voor zo'n institutie werken, die gaan de straat op. Ja. So the government budget is slashed and all these people working in these institutions don't have a job anymore. So they go out to protest.
Thousands chanting in the streets of Buenos Aires against Argentina's new president, Javier Milei. It's the second protest against him this month, and Argentina's powerful trade unions promise it won't be the last.
We will continue to fight for our rights. We'll protest on the streets and, if necessary, we'll call for a general strike.
Since he took office 2 weeks ago, Milei has been taking measures to cut public spending. Last week, he announced a mega decree that, among other things, would reduce subsidies to public transport and electricity, allow healthcare providers to raise prices, and make it easier for companies to fire workers.
A bus ticket will cost 800 pesos, 10 times more than it costs now. That we still have government subsidies. How will a worker afford going to work?
But the president has already warned Argentines that there is no other way. He says the state is bankrupt and things will get worse before they get any better.
People here are chanting that they will not accept selling Argentina. That means that they are also against privatizations, which President Javier Milei has announced.
Trade unions and social organizations say Milei cannot govern by decree. While they were protesting, Milei sent a bill to Congress declaring an economic emergency until December 2025, giving the president more powers to adopt market-friendly reforms. Political analysts say the president has little time to make good on his promises of change.
Argentina is facing a 1% daily inflation, where half of the population lives in poverty. His biggest challenge is to reduce inflation while his popularity is still high.
The question now is how long Argentines are willing to wait for better times. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
So that's what's happening in Argentina, right? We just saw the president slash the budget, and now people are protesting against that. And this was 2 weeks ago. He was inaugurated as president, and now people are turning their back on him, basically. Ja, dus we hebben een president die al 2 weken aan de macht is, die de overheidsbudget gewoon nihileert, halveert, dat wel nihileert. En mensen zijn er niet tevreden over. Ja, dus we blijven kijken naar Argentinië en we kijken ook elders in de wereld, zoals bij de Rode Zee. Ja, de Rode Zee, dat kennen we nog wel, hè. Dat situatie daar zo met de Houthis in Jemen. Laten we het even op de kaart zien. Ja, zo. Kijk, ons mooi Nederland. Wat een mooi land hebben we toch. Maar goed, we gaan kijken naar de Rode Zee. En dan gaan we... Oh, dat is Roemenië. Nee, die moeten we niet hebben. De Rode Zee gaan we dan aanwijzen waar dat is. Hier hebben we de Rode Zee. Ja. En hier hebben we dan Jemen. En in Sanaa heb je de Houthis. Ja, die worden ondersteund door Iran. En die hebben dus oorlog verklaard tegen Israël. Ja, om Gaza eigenlijk. En zij hebben dus gezegd, alle schepen die door de Rode Zee gaan, zijn doelwitten. Ja, het zijn doelwitten. Hè. Transportschepen en zoiets, het zijn doelwitten. En we gaan even kijken naar wat beelden van de Rode Zee. En ja, dan laten we zien wat daar gaande is. De EU heeft gezegd, wij gaan een speciale vloot daar ze neerzetten in de Rode Zee als interventie tegen de Houthis, die dan interveneren tegen transportschepen die in de Rode Zee aan het transporteren zijn. Ja? En Spanje zegt, nee, dat moeten we niet doen. We moeten die Houthis niet aanvallen. Het escaleert alleen maar. We gaan even kijken naar wat beelden uit de Rode Zee.
Spain has opposed using the European Union's anti-piracy naval force Operation Atlanta in a US-led coalition against Houthi attacks in the Red Sea. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez says that the maritime operation does not have the same features to prevent Houthi attacks. He, however, added that his government was willing and open to the creation by the EU of another force to tackle the problem. Atlanta is EU's maritime security operation in the Western Indian Ocean and the Red Sea. It was set up in 2008 and currently operates in the Indian Ocean with just one ship from Spain's Navy. The Spanish Prime Minister says it cannot patrol Red Sea as of now, and the situation is completely distinct and the risk is different. Spain took over the command of the mission from the United Kingdom in 2019 as London was preparing its exit from the European Union. Last week, United States announced that 20 countries had joined a Washington-led coalition to protect the key Red Sea shipping lane. This after the Iran-backed Houthis have carried out several strikes on the Red Sea shipping. Spain's government has been uncertain in its support for the US-led coalition, and senior officials have said that the country will not participate. While no reason was given, the Spanish media reported that the decision was driven by domestic politics. Prime Minister Sanchez's socialists govern in a minority coalition with hard left party, which generally opposes US foreign policy.
Now, why is this important, right? What's happening at the Red Sea? Waarom is het nou zo belangrijk? Nou, Nederland heeft dus een deal gedaan met Qatar om LNG, liquefied natural gas. En ja, dat gaat dus door de Rode Zee. Ja. Qatar stuurt dan schepen. Hier heb je Qatar, een klein eilandje eigenlijk. Hier, Qatar. Qatar stuurt dan schepen door de Perzische Golf, Golf van Oman. En dat gaat dan door de Rode Zee naar Egypte toe. Daar heb je de Suezkanaal. Heel erg belangrijk. Dat is een aansluiting voor de Mediterraanse Zee. En zo kun je dus Europa voorzien van gas en olie. Ja. Nu met dat hele Houthi gebeuren daar in Jemen. Ja, moeten die transportschepen moeten een andere route gaan varen. Dat betekent dus dat ze helemaal over Afrika moeten gaan en dan pas Europa bereiken. Ja, het is niet voor niets dat de Suezkanaal zo belangrijk was voor Engeland en Frankrijk. In de jaren 50, die kennen we nog wel, de Suezcrisis. So it's very important to have the Red Sea open because you have the Suez Channel in Egypt, and that is a place for the Mediterranean. It's very easy to access the Mediterranean that way. And now ships will have to go around Africa to supply Europe with gas and oil, right? This is why there is a team of international ships basically in Yemen or around Yemen, preventing them to attack the transport ships that go to the Red Sea, right? Very, very important what's happening over there. We hebben ook Sudan, is ook nog steeds in oorlog. Daar hebben we ook al beelden van laten zien, de vorige uitzending. Daar zien we dus dat burgers zich bewapenen en dan tegen het leger en ook tegen de paramilitaire leger, waar het leger tegen vecht, daar vechten de burgers tegen. Dus je hebt een derde groep erbij die dan tegen die andere twee groepen aan het strijden is. Dan wel een bepaalde kant kiest. Ja, er zitten ook mensen binnen die groep die hebben zoiets van, nou, het leger, daar gaan we naartoe. Of de paramilitairen, daar gaan we naartoe. Maar het begint zich te vormen. Het begint een derde groep te vormen. Dat is de situatie daar in Sudan. Ethiopië is ook niet veel beter. Heel Afrika is gedestabiliseerd. Niger, die heeft een gesprek gehad met ECOWAS. Ook heel erg belangrijk om dat in de gaten te houden. En ja, het is moeilijk uit te leggen, maar ja, we doen ons best, hè. We gaan zo even wat beelden laten zien van ECOWAS en het gesprek met Niger. Ja. En ja, dan hebben we weer ons taak gedaan. Hè. Weer wat geopolitiek gegeven. Belangrijk dat we hier naar kijken. Want het is onze wereld. Kijk, Niger engages in talks with the ECOWAS regarding post-coup transition phase. Ja, Niger heeft allerlei sancties tegen zich. En door ECOWAS, dat is dus een monetaire afspraak tussen Afrikaanse landen. En eigenlijk hoorde Niger er ook bij. Maar vanwege de coup hebben ze gezegd van nee, jullie zijn eruit uit ECOWAS. En ja, we gaan zien wat een collectief van landen gaat doen tegen de coup-leiders in Niger. Ja. Wel even terugspoelen. So, the Niger coup government talked to ECOWAS, right? So we're going to take a look at what's happening here.
5 months on, huge crowds still turn up in solidarity with Niger's current military rulers. Deposed President Mohamed Bazoum remains captive, and the junta shows no haste to come up with a clear plan to restore democracy. Both key demands of the regional bloc, ECOWAS. Public affairs analyst Salih Susadu believes the junta won't succumb to pressure from ECOWAS.
If we accept what ECOWAS want, it's meaning that we accept what France wants. And this is not the scenario we can accept.
He thinks it could be another 2 years before the current military leadership leaves power. Many here think ECOWAS' initial threat to use force hardened the junta's position and its supporters. They believe former colonial power France was behind the threat of force and the sanctions that are crippling the local economy.
ECOWAS is not only concerned about the possibility of more coups in the region, it's worried it could fragment. 3 member countries where the military is in power have formed the alliance of Sahel states, and that's considered a threat to the future of the bloc.
But some say the Sahelian alliance won't work to Niger's advantage.
The junta has no capacity to continue defying the international community, considering its landlocked nature. If you rely on others for something, you'll eventually give in to certain demands.
An active civil society had previously forced past coup leaders to quickly return the country to democracy. Some analysts believe history will repeat itself if the current leaders overstay their welcome. But with the support Niger's junta currently enjoys after ordering France out, it's not clear if the civil society here will live up to their past reputation. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Niamey.
So that's what's happening in Niger, right? Dat gebeurt in Niger. En ja, we doen echt ons best om het allemaal goed en accuraat mogelijk uit te leggen. Hello, Robert Tucker, watching from America. Thank you for watching. Very important news. So we're going to go past the headlines that we already showed, right? I was warning the Dutch audience about an intervention in Ukraine, right? That the Dutch are going to fight in Ukraine. And what do we see here? The boss of the Dutch army warns for war with Russia. So the boss basically says the Dutch people are going to go to war with Russia and we must prepare. Ja, we moeten ons voorbereiden. Ja, ondertussen hebben we ook beelden laten zien van de Krim. We also showed some images of Crimea, where you had the Russian warship basically blown up. There you go. It had a very complex name. Just in, this is 2 days ago, right? Just in, Ukraine launches an attack against Russia, destroying the Novokharsk, a Russian warship in Crimea. So there is a lot going on in the world. And we know what's going on, right? We are aware. We are aware of what's going on. And yeah, we're going to show the video clip. It's a very short video clip, 26 seconds, but we are going to show it.
Садись. Тихо, тихо. Ты снимаешь? Да. Охренеть. Ой, жарко сюда.
Вот зря мы сюда пошли, там осколки прилетят.
Поэтому ж говорю, голову.
Нифига себе. Тихо, ты чё?
Офигеть.
So there you have it, right? A Russian warship blown up and blown to smithereens. And it's not really known how many people were killed. So, yeah, we got that going on, right? An escalation for the war. And it's very, very sad to see in what state we are in, right? We are supposed to have peace, right? But we are waging wars in Ukraine. We're waging wars in the Middle East. Still. Dit is toch niet normaal, man. We moeten hiermee ophouden met oorlog voeren. Dit heeft totaal geen zin. Het escaleert alleen maar. Ik ga niet strijden tegen Rusland. Ondanks wat mijn regering tegen mij zegt. Jij moet naar de frontlinie toe. Zeg ik van, nou, als jij de oorlog zo belangrijk vindt, ga maar zelf. Ja, ga zelf naar de frontlinie toe. I will not fight against Russia. Even though my government is warning me for war with Russia, I don't care. If you want to fight the war, you fight the war. Right? Leave me out of it. Ja, ik kan er echt heel kwaad om worden dat dit allemaal gebeurt. Echt, maar dat zijn issues die we dus op tafel leggen. In de hoop dat men meer begrip heeft voor de situatie. En ja, dat is wat we hier zo doen bij RHTVLive. Een beter beeld geven over wat er allemaal gebeurt in de wereld. We also showed Argentina, right? The president had said we're going to slash the budget, and now there are protests everywhere in Argentina because these institutions are gone. You know, fuerte, gone. And so, yeah, there are lots of changes happening in and around the world, and we're doing our best to explain what is happening. Even though we are shadow banned, even though the algorithms don't like RHTVLive, right? We just do it. I never asked money for this, you know. The only thing I want is to be free. The only thing I want is for everyone. It doesn't matter where you're from. You're Ukraine, Russia, China, Taipei, Taiwan, or whatever country you are in, you are supposed to be free. That is the basic principles that we live on, right? Freedom. That's what we want. Freedom. I don't want to pay with fiat currency because it's worth nothing. Nothing. It's just paper. So, let's see what Robert has to say. That's what happens when people get used to being fed by the government. Now they need to learn to take control of their own lives. Yeah, it's very hard to think for yourself, right? When you have this machine that thinks for you, right? I'm glad that I have independent thought, and YouTube cannot stop me, you know, because my channel was never monetized. Now, I don't care about the money. I want freedom. I want peace around the world. I want people to realize government is not your friend, right? Ja, mensen, daar strijden we dus voor. Vrede op aarde. En dat men toch met het inkeer komt van de overheid is niet je beste vriend. Nee, wij moeten het vuur houden aan hun schenen. Ja. Heel veel Nederlanders hebben zoiets van, oh ja, Wilders, komt een kabinet Wilders en bla 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 bla. We hebben de strijd gewonnen. Nee, de strijd duurt voort. Ja? Het is alleen een ander poppetje wat neergezet wordt. En het overheidsapparaat is alsnog super groot. En zoiets allemaal. It takes courage to do this, right? And not many people have the courage to do this because they're afraid to be banned. Well, YouTube can ban me. I'll go to another platform. I don't care, right? Why would you ban me if I'm just showing you guys the news, right? There's a lot more happening than the media says. So RHTVLive is a watchdog for the media, right? It's very important what we're saying here. And we're not talking about movies. Nope, it's not about movies. It's not about series. It's not about the neighbor. Nope, this is geopolitics and history. And, you know, we're doing our best. Even kijken wat hier gezegd wordt. Those in control don't like truth being told. Of course. That is why I'm shadow banned. That is why trolls are attacking me, you know, and it's constant, right? And I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the trolls. Now, I know they're writing about me. I know that they have lengthy articles about me and stuff. I don't care. There's one thing that I do care about, which is world peace. You know, progress, going forward, not going backwards, right? Now, over here in Europe, we always said, oh, those people in the East, oh, Russia, the USSR, oh, bad, bad, bad. The Russian Union, oh, that's bad, oh. But now we are in a union. We are in the European Union. And Russia has become a federation, right? Which is basically a bit different than a union. Vroeger zeiden we van, oh, Rusland, oh, de USSR, oh, moet je voor oppassen. Nu nog, hè? Nu nog. Nu wordt er nog steeds gezegd, oh, die Russen, oh, moet je voor oppassen. De Russofobie wordt weer aangejaagd vanwege de oorlog in Oekraïne. Ik zie Rusland bijvoorbeeld niet Finland aanvallen, hoewel Finland onlangs, vrijwel recent, bij de NATO is aangesloten. Ik zie ze ook niet naar Moldavië toe gaan of iets in die trend. Nee, ze blijven in het oosten van Oekraïne. So I don't see Russia attacking Finland. You know, they joined NATO, right? I don't see them attacking the other countries, the Baltic countries, Estonia, Latvia, or Lithuania. I don't see them attacking that, you know? It's all propaganda, right? It's all propaganda. We see through the bullshit. We are the tip of the spear, giving geopolitics. And I think I've said enough for now. So normally this is a longer episode, but I have other stuff to do. So we're going to close off with Ollie the Octopus saying they're going to get you. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Never trust the government, right? Before we go, we could also give some statistics about democide, right? Death by government. I believe it was 260 million people that have died the past century. So let's see. Even dit delen. Democide mensen. Het is allemaal op te zoeken. Zo. Statistics of democide, genocide and mass murder since 1900. Ja, kun je allemaal opzoeken. 260 miljoen of 262 miljoen. Hier zo. 262 million people have died by the hands of government. So, should you trust your government? Ja, mensen. We laten Ollie de Octopus nog zien. En dan gaan we er vandoor. Even kijken wat Buddy nog zegt. Rusland hielp een bondgenoot niet. Ik ben even kwijt welk land. Dus dit vindt ook plaats during the ongoing conflict Russia and Ukraine. Some of Russia's allies have not provided significant support to Russia's military campaign. Yeah, very interesting. Volgens mij heb je het dan over Georgië of Zuid-Ossetië. Ik weet het niet. Maar ja, als je wat accurater kan zijn volgende keer, Barry, dan kan ik daar enigszins antwoord op geven. Dus, we laten Ollie de octopus zien. En dan sluiten we af.
Rolling.
Hello, this is Ollie the Octopus.
Hi, here we are outside the US Embassy. I'm about to play my song. It's called They're Going to Get You. We're filming them because they film us. If you don't renew your tax disc, you'll be driving at your own risk. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. They can use their Jedi mind tricks, psychometric biometrics. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. CCTV in your clamshell turning in the grave of Orwell. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. DNA no longer your own because they've mapped out your genome. Be careful what you say when you're on the phone, because they know where you live, them, and when you're on your own. Daddies, watch your daughters, there's Prozac in the water. They're going to get you, they're going to get you. Don't start a revolution, they'll get you with their air pollution. They're going to get you, they're going to get you. Because we think we are paranoid, their forces are still deployed. They're going to get you, they're going to get you. They get your details in the docu, now they know you. They're going to get you. Careful what you say when you're on the phone, because they know where you live, and when you're on your own, 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 on your own. I'm gonna go over here for the last verse.
Nice one.
Good afternoon.
By the way, I know we're from the Police Entertainment Unit, here to make your day a little bit more exciting. We've entertainment. Have you not heard of us?
They'll look you up for them, it's not hard, so look your best on your ID card. They're going to get you, they're going to get you. They can make your life live in hell if you even mention Roswell. They're going to get you, they're going to get you. You can join in if you want. They're going to get you, they're going
To get you, they're going to get you, they're going to get you, they're going to get you, they're going to get you.
Be careful what you say when you're on the phone, because they know where you live, and when you're on your own. Be careful what you say, be careful when you're on the phone, because they know where you live, they know when you're on your own. Be careful what you say when you're on the phone, because they know where you live, when you're on your own, 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 on your own.
You are allowed to clap.
Ollie the Octopus, thank you very much for that.
Sorry, just to explain, if I may, you probably don't know about the Police Entertainment Department, but there's a group of us, and what we do various things to kind of cheer up the police and get them a bit more connected to us, the And one of I'm actually the head of the police hugging department.
Yeah, all right.
And
No hugs?
you're not up for a hug?
Hugging makes the world
Sir?
a better place. Can we hug
Are you
you?
up for a hug, sir?
Can we please hug you?
No?
But it's only a nice hug.
It's just a hug.
We're all
Go on.
we're all
Are
beautiful
you
and
allowed
unique
to?
snowflakes of Mother Nature and all the rest of it. No.
That is what we are, Charlie. Beautiful and unique snowflakes of Mother Nature. Now, Barry has given some answers to which country he was talking about, which is Armenia, right? Now, before we go, we're going to show that on the map. Armenia and Azerbaijan conflict, Nagorno-Karabakh. We know about that. Very, very interesting to see what's happening over there at the foot of Russia, right? So you had Nagorno-Karabakh, which was a region in Azerbaijan, which Armenia basically claimed it was theirs, and Azerbaijan said, nope, it's ours. And Russia was an intermediary between those two countries, right? But now Russia is distracted by the war in Ukraine. So they left the intermediary position between those two countries. They left the table, and who came in to solve this? Right, it was the US, right? Now, Armenia is an ally of Russia, and because the US is intervening, because of the war in Ukraine, Russia is supplying the east of Ukraine. Armenia is now shifting towards the US as an ally. So there's your answer to that, Barry. Ja, kan ook in Nederlands. Maar volgens mij was het wel te begrijpen. Dus Rusland was een intermediair tussen het conflict tussen Armenië en Azerbeidzjan om Nagorno-Karabakh. En ja, dat is ingenomen door Azerbeidzjan. En ja, Rusland zit dus in Oekraïne en stuurt zijn aandacht daar naartoe, waardoor je een gat hebt, een vacuüm, en Amerika probeert het in te vullen. En Armenië die gaat nu naar de kant van Amerika toe. Ja, ook een heel erg interessant gebeuren daar aan de voet van Rusland. Goed, ik dank jullie allen voor het kijken. Ik dank jullie allen voor het delen. Zeer belangrijk geopolitiek nieuws. We hebben toch een uur vol gekletst weer. En even kijken wat hier gezegd wordt. Dus Rusland als bondgenoot is niet het beste dan. Ja, kijk, Rusland concentreert zich nu op het conflict in Oekraïne. Het oosten, de Donbass. Dus als intermediair kunnen ze niet functioneren binnen die conflict. Ze zijn bezig daar in Oekraïne. Dus ja, en dit waren voormalige Sovjetstaten. Zo heb je in Georgië heb je dus ook plekken waar dus eigenlijk meer Russische bondgenoten zijn. Zoals hier zo, de plek hier in Georgië. Ja, daar had ik het net over. Maar goed, daar heb ik het ook over gehad in andere uitzendingen. Bekijk RHTVLive en Zuid-Ossetië heet dat gebied hier zo in Georgië. Zo heb je ook Noord-Ossetië hier. Maar goed, we gaan er vandoor. Dus doei. Ik hoop dat jullie weer wat geleerd hebben. En we zien ons de volgende keer weer. En dank nogmaals voor het kijken en het delen. Bye bye.